Hey y'all, it's time for a strawberry project. You can see behind me I picked up this flat of strawberries. I don't actually know what a flat is, but this is 12 pounds. And they're jam berries, so they were $35 because some are a little iffy. And tonight we are going to make strawberry lemonade concentrate out of this book. And this book was the one that I was doing in the giveaway. And I have a winner here. Okay, I'm gonna type it here just in case I mess it up, but it's Bridget Burke 7504. You are the winner. I put it in like a random generator. It sucks your comments in and then cycles through them and spits out a winner. I am also going to list an email address right here. And if you wouldn't mind just sending your mailing address to that email, please don't comment it below. Just send it privately to that email and I will send you your book. And I guess if I don't hear from you in a couple weeks, I will move on to another winner. But hopefully you see this. I will send you a copy of this as soon as I have your information. That being said, let's get this going because it is almost 9 o'clock at night and I would like to go to bed at some point. Here I've got my big ol' canning stock pot. This is the one I was talking about the other day when I was making chicken and dumplings. This thing is huge and it's awesome, but it was just too big for that. And here I have a really nice hot plate. This is the Cadco, I'll link it. It's the Cadco something or other. And I can on this because I have a glass cooktop and I just don't want to risk canning on it. So we are going to, we're gonna cook up our strawberries in here per the instructions. And then I'm gonna move this off and we're gonna put the pressure canner here. And I'm actually just gonna water bath can in it tonight. But I am gonna use the pressure canner. So I've gone ahead and chopped up a lot of the strawberries. It calls for 6 cups. I'm not sure how far this is gonna get us, but let's see here. 1. I really underestimated how many strawberries we were getting. So I'm gonna have to come up with something else to do with these strawberries really quick because they're pretty fragile, you know, they go bad really fast. 4, oh my goodness. 5, that's already 6. Wow. Y'all, look how many strawberries I have left. Whatever am I gonna do? So once these pureed, let's see if they will puree in this. All right. That was fast and worked really well. Into the pot, we are gonna put our strawberry mixture. I did stick it back on the blender just a little bit longer to try to get it as smooth as I could. And then we need 4 cups of lemon juice. Now it calls for fresh, but 4 cups of fresh lemons, that's a lot, friends. I did some research and it seems like you can use a can or a jar. What am I trying to say? This stuff just says organic lemon juice. It seems like this is safe to use, but somebody kind of snarkily commented that it's barely tolerable because I guess the fresh lemons are much more ideal. But this is what we have and we're gonna give it a go. I have made lemonade from this lemon juice before. I don't think it'll be bad. In it goes. Then I'm gonna run down to our bulk bin and grab 6 cups of sugar. In it goes. Wow, that is a lot of sugar. I think this said it makes about 7 pints. I'm jumping in here a couple days later to say that this was way too much sugar. In the future, I think I'm going to reduce it, and I looked up whether or not this is safe, and the short answer is yes, especially in something like this. I think if you do something like jelly, the sugar content can really affect how the jelly sets up, but since this is meant to stay liquid, it's just a concentrate for strawberry lemonade. I don't see any reason why I could not reduce the sugar in the future, and I absolutely will be reducing the sugar. It was like drinking syrup. I think we're going to carbonate it to make it tolerable. This feels a bit tricky. It keeps starting to, I guess, I don't want to say boil, but it looks like it's about to boil, but it's only at like 180, 183 or so. So my suggestion, if you try this, is keep a really close eye on it, because it seems like it would just take off really fast. And the recipe does explicitly say do not boil. But we're almost there. Yeah, there's some spots that are 185, 186. Okay. It says to skim off the foam at this step, but really there's not much. I was picturing a much foamier layer. I don't know if I've done something wrong or if that's just because of what kind of strawberries I have. So now I'm just gonna fill the jars. I have a ladle here. To heat my jars, I like to soak them in the sink in really hot water. And I just pull out a couple at a time so that they don't have much time to cool down. And this works really well for me. I've been doing this method for about 1.5 years. Once a 1/4 inch headspace, which is probably the least headspace I've ever had to do for a recipe. Okay. All right, I'm gonna fill the rest of these and then I'll be back. So here I have about, what is this? 5 and an incomplete 6th jar. The recipe did say it would make about 7 pints, so I'm not sure where the discrepancy is, but that's okay. We will probably, I'll send this through the canner just so I can see what it tastes like once it's through the canner, but then we will probably just open this jar since it's not at the recommended headspace. And then I'm just taking a little bit of vinegar on a rag and I'm wiping it down. I do this with everything I can, but it's especially important if there's something sugary or greasy that's on your rims, and that could impact your seal. And then for my lids, I have the 4 jars canning lids. I'm just gonna set these on here. I just had them soaking in a warm bowl of water. I like to buy these in bulk, especially if somebody has a discount code. I know Three Rivers Homestead often has them, and I think that's when I got these. Let's get some bands. Sometimes I lay my bands out first and put the lids in them and then put them on like that, and that also works really well. Just gonna screw them on finger tight, and then they can go in the canner. The canner water is full and has been heating up for a little while over here. When I first started canning, I was using the jar lifters upside down. That's how little I knew. So if you have never canned before and you want to learn how, you should just do it, because anyone can do it. I need to top this off with a little more water, and then we can take a break while this comes up to a boil. I am gonna put the lid on just so it boils faster, but we are not pressure canning tonight. All right, let's let it go. It has been 15 minutes of a full boil. It's been more like 1.5 hours here. I'm gonna take that lid off, turn the heat off, and just let it hang out for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna take these cans out of the canner. Time to take these out. Whenever I take something out of the canner, oh boy. I wonder if it's supposed to do that. I'll show you guys in a minute. There's quite a bit of separation. I wonder if that is normal. Perhaps not a big deal because it's just gonna get mixed up to be a drink anyway. Sometimes my applesauce does this a little bit. You can see the separation even better now. I did not expect that to happen. But again, I don't think it will ruin the final product. So what I'm gonna do now, I always put my jars on a towel when I first take them out, just so they're not, right in contact with the cold counter. And then you want them to cool down really slowly. So I usually throw a couple towels over, and here's my Christmas towel. And I usually just throw a couple towels over and I let it hang out until the next morning, and then I'll put it away. Thank you all so much for joining for this little experiment. By the time I post this, I will have tried this and I'll know if it's any good, and I will link it here. I'll tell you if it's any good or not, so you can go make it if you want to make it. Anyway, I am off to bed. I hope you all have a great day or a great night, whatever time it is where you are, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.